Hello everyone, a very good evening and welcome to Plutus IAS. Guys, I, Prateek Tripathi, expert in economics and physics. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic. According to the recent developments that have occurred, RBI's response to a bit bitter comment that was made by President Trump saying that Indian economy is actually a dead economy, and he was actually trying to justify that why he has imposed the tariff. Indian economy is dead economy, it's not going to be that much impactful globally. So these were his reasons, to which RBI gave a stern and well deserved response. This response was given by RBI after a meeting that was conducted in August first week, and today we are going to discuss that what this response was and what are the analytics behind it. Okay, so let's get started. So see guys, Trump, as I told you, declared Indian economy a dead economy. Okay, he said that India is a dead economy, and he talked about it amongst the escalating tariff tensions that were there. He was actually trying to justify the high tariffs that he has imposed on India, high import duties. Okay, and this now RBI governors gave a firm response on it, and what he said was he actually rejected the claim of Trump calling Indian economy a dead economy. And why he rejected it, he presented certain substantial evidence which are acknowledged by everyone. Globally, these evidence are being acknowledged. What evidence he gave, what he said, let's go through it. So I am quoting him. He said, India is doing very well. I am quoting the RBI governor. India is doing very well. The dead economy, this term, the dead economy narrative doesn't align with facts. So actually what governor is saying, that term Trump is actually in dream world or some imaginary state. This is a very hypothetical thing, calling Indian economy a dead economy, because the facts speak otherwise, and Trump is saying Indian economy is a dead economy. So here are the few economic indicators to support what RBI governor is saying. See, if we talk about GDP growth rate for financial year 2026, so Indian economy is going to grow by 6.5% in comparison to the average, world average, right? In comparison to the GDP growth rate of entire world, which is 3 to 4%, Indian economy is going to display additional 2.5% of growth rate. Then contribution to global growth, if you talk of that, 18% of the global growth is contributed from India, whereas US only contributes for 11%. If I talk about the July, as per the data of July 2025, if I talk about inflation, so inflation value is 2.1% only in India, and this is 6-year low. Okay. If I talk about repo rates, so repo rates are also very reasonable, 5.50. Okay, and RBI has not done anything in repo rate as of now, neither increased nor decreased. RBI is actually in wait and watch mode. Okay. Now, if I talk, I have made certain videos earlier as well, couple of videos I made, and I told you that the tariffs that have been imposed by Trump, these tariffs are going to impact few major sectors of ours. For example, shrimps, textile sector, handicraft sector. Okay, and those sectors which are crucial for Americans, on those sectors 0% tariff is there. For example, you see pharmaceutical, which is very crucial for US, we export the pharmaceuticals to US, 0% tariff is there. If you talk about smartphones, 0% tariff is there. But yeah, if you talk about apparels, if you talk about handicraft, carpets, apparels, knitted, woven, textile sector, diamond gold products, machinery sector, so on all these sectors, high tariff has been imposed. Now, US tariffs on Indian goods, tariffs were imposed on 14 major sectors, and these tariffs are majorly affecting the shrimps, organic chemicals, apparels, carpet, steel. Okay, tariffs as high as 63.9%, labeled as very high impact have been imposed on Indian goods. Okay. Now, what RBI's strategy is going to be and what is the analysis of RBI on these tariffs? See, RBI is saying that if you talk about tariff, so tariffs are actually the protectionist measures and they can affect the growth. Growth risks are there. That means our GDP may decline by few bases. That means if we are expecting 6.5, it can be 6.1 or 6.2% of growth rate. Okay, so growth will be affected, not inflation. There won't be any sort of inflationary pressure developing in the country. We cannot observe that. It won't happen. Tariffs are only going to affect the growth. Then RBI says that our manufacturing is resilient and strong domestic demand is there. Our manufacturing is governed by the strong manufacturing demand. Okay, our manufacturing is going to be governed by the strong domestic demand. Sorry, I said manufacturing demand. Anyway, so that's why our manufacturing is resilient and it wouldn't be shaken by these high tariffs. Okay. Then RBI also says that our structural buffers, they are also going to reduce the long-term vulnerability. Our structural composition is such that in long term we won't be vulnerable. Global uncertainties, there are certain global uncertainties in today's scenario and these have been flagged by RBI. What are these? RBI is saying that, see, trade deal delay, no resolution despite talks. US is delaying the trade talks. We haven't reached any concrete resolution, okay, despite of the fact that we are pouring in all of our efforts. Elasticity uncertainty, due to this there is uncertainty in elasticity. Unclear export volume impacts. The impact is that we are not clear that how much to be exported, and not only us, this is the global scenario now. Geoeconomic fragmentation, rising protectionism, disrupting global value chains. And what is going to happen with this, guys? See, these are the protectionist measures that are being adopted by the countries. We are slowly and gradually drifting back to the age of mercantilism. I am talking about 16th, 17th century, where each and every country was focused on its own economy. Global trade was very less, and wherever global trade was, it was all about export. Imports were prevented, imports were regarded as sin. So centuries and centuries have passed. After mercantilism, classicals came, Keynes came, and it has been throughout these sustained efforts that we have reached this state where international trade is prosperous. Okay, the entire world got connected with the help of international trade, resulting in global growth. But by these protectionist measures that are being adopted by Trump, we are again pushed back to that dark age of mercantilism. The entire global structure of trade is now fragmentized. Countries are now following protectionist policies, imposing tariffs, and all of this has been initiated by these insensible tariffs that are being imposed by Trump government. If we talk about the structural buffers or the structural strength that I discussed in the previous slide with you, so India's structural strengths are domestic drivers like infrastructure investment, strong rural and urban demand. Here we have rural demand as well as urban demand. 14% YOY of credit growth in the first quarter of financial year 2026. Formalization, our economy is now formalized. People are using more and more UPI. GST is there and Aadhaar is there, which has linked the entire economy. Policy anchors like PLI, production incentives that we are offering, boosting manufacturing. This is giving a boost to our manufacturing sector. Then Make in India schemes. These are attracting FDI into our key sectors. Then digital public infrastructure, enhancing inclusion and efficiency. Now, why the Trump's remark is misleading to say in a very formal way? In fact, it is a nonsense remark. So, India's GDP in 2025 is $4.1 trillion and it is set to overtake Germany by 2027. and this statement or fact is not illustrated by Indian authorities. It is the statement given by IMF. Okay. Then we maintained a positive real growth, whereas the entire world is in the stage of slowdown. Fastest growing large economy. If we talk about large economy, so amongst large economies, India is the fastest growing economy. All these are the facts which prove that the statement given by Trump was very unresponsible. We do not expect such a statement from head of a state, and that to a state like US. So we cannot expect such illogical, illicit statement from such a man. But yeah, I don't know in what mode he is giving illogical statements. Now, India's global economic position. So, India still remains top FDI destination despite of the fact that from past 6-7 months, and especially after the after Donald Trump became the president of US, our FDI has decreased. It has decreased substantially, but still we are the top FDI destination, and we got 75 plus billion dollars in FDI itself in the year 2025. Next, net exporter of services. See, if we talk about services, so overall, in service sector, we are the net exporters. Yeah, we import also, but if you look at export minus import, then our export is quite high in the sectors like IT, fintech, consultancy. Globally recognized for economic resilience. And guys, time and again, many international agencies, many countries have acknowledged the fact that India or Indian economy is a very resilient economy. Amidst crisis, amidst slowdown, we have always shown resilience, and we somehow managed to maintain our position. Okay. Policy implications going forward, monetary caution. So if we talk about any change in monetary policy, so no. As of now, RBI is in a pause mode and due to global uncertainties. Self-reliance push, emphasis on now India is focusing and has been focusing on the Swadeshi Atmanirbhar movement. Now the focus is more intense. Diplomatic countermeasures, what India is planning to do, India is going to raise this issue in the WTO possibly, or bilateral retaliation we may observe, but it is not that certain. But yeah, certainly we are going to raise the issue in World Trade Organization. Also, as I have told in the previous videos, India is now looking for other markets. India is making new destinations for export. That's what we are doing now. Okay. And you can see, as I said, that India is now moving towards new destinations. Ajit Doval recently visited Russia. This is a handshake between Ajit Doval and Putin. You can see, and they discussed matters on crude oil, S-400 and Sukhoi upgrade. Okay. Whereas PM Modi is to visit China. Okay. Again, we will see fabrications of new trade deals. So India is now moving towards BRICS nation for its export, and thereby what we can see is that as of now RBI is in a wait and watch mode, and we need not worry that much of our economy by this imposition of tariffs by Trump government. Why? Because you see, only a growth rate will decrease, and that too by a very small bit. There won't be any inflationary pressure. No such thing would be there of that sort. And rather, we are never sure of Trump. Today he has imposed tariff. Maybe after a month he will reduce the tariff substantially. We are never sure of it. Okay. So guys, I hope you understood the topic. I'll meet you in the next video and we will discuss about some other new and hot topic. Thank you.